Hello, today I'm going to be showing you how to create cool title effects in After Effects CS5 or CS4. I think it'll work in also. First thing you need to do is open your web browser. It'll come up to Google or whatever you have your homepage set to, but you want to Google search Video Copilot. Then click on the first link. And go to tutorials. Then click on AE presets. Then what you want to do is you want to click on SureTarget 2. I'll go ahead and probably provide a link to this in the description. So, yeah. Anyway, you want to download this. It'll download. You hit open. It's a really small download. No, I don't want to check for new software. But you should just open it to your downloads folder. It'll be a SureTarget folder. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Mac 64-bit. And what I'll do is I'll copy this, hit Command C or Control C, depending on whether you're in Windows or Mac. And it's going to apply for the rest of everything I do. If I hit Command, Windows people hit Control. So anyway, you want to go to just your applications in Mac. This is to install on a Mac. You have to look it up for Windows because I'm not completely sure how. Just go to After Effects. And I think it's plugins. I didn't even see that for a minute. In Effects, you just paste in your SureTarget, but I already have it in there, so I don't want to replace it. Anyway, so the next thing you want to do is you want to open up After Effects. No, I don't want to do that. No, go away. No, go away. After Effects CS5. And it'll open up After Effects. And you have to make sure that you open After Effects after you put in your plugin, or else it won't come up right. When After Effects will load up, and you just wait. So just go ahead and create a new composition. You can hit Command in or do whatever. But I'm going to go ahead and choose HDV/HDTV 720 by 25 frames. That means it's going to be 720, so that's HD, and 25 frame rates. This is good for like a high-def YouTube intro. 1080, my computer isn't that great as far as video playback goes. I'm not even sure how I can even run all this stuff. It just can't play 1080. It like goes like a half a frame a second. I don't know why. But anyway, it actually runs better in the After Effects RAM preview than it does normal. But anyway, you just want to go ahead and hit OK. And it'll pull up this. First thing I'm going to do is want to create a nice background to work on. And I wish there's a way to check how much time I've got left. Okay, there we go. So, you want to create a new layer, you want to create a solid layer. Just leave it, just call it grad for gradient. And just set it to black. hit OK. So now I've got this gradient that we're going to make this into a gradient. We want to hit Effect, Generate, Ramp. Change the ramp shape to a radial ramp. Change start color to like maybe a kind of a dark red color. Change outer to kind of a lighter red. Maybe kind of do that. Kind of drag this. Kind of hold shift and drag it. Place it somewhere around in there. Maybe even need to make this a bit darker. There we go. That's a good, nice background to work with. Maybe just kind of lower this a bit more. Okay, that's perfect. So now what we want to do is we want to create a nice particles like you saw in the intro. And this is the exact same as the intro. I'm actually creating the intro you just saw. I just put it at the beginning of the video. If you understand what I'm saying. If you don't, you probably shouldn't even be watching this because it's too complicated for you. What you want to do is you want to create another solid layer. Just call it particles. And just leave it the same settings. And hit Effect, Simulation, and CC. Where is it? Particle World. There it is. And then we just go Grid and Guides, uncheck this stuff. Because you don't need to really see that. And what you want to do is I'm going to go to Producer and change the radius to about 2 on each axis. Make sure you go forward in time to where you can actually have particles showing. Then go to your particle tab, change it to Faded Sphere. And then what we want to do is we want to make sure that there's enough particles. If you want, you can change the birth rate to 4. If you want it to be slower, what you can do is you can go to Physics. Then you can change gravity to like 0.2. The velocity to about 0.5. So now if you were to play through it, which I'm going to try to do if my screen recorder will allow that, you'll have something sort of like this, and maybe that's a bit too fast. Change the gravity to like 0.01 maybe. Maybe you can change it to negative like 0.03 and just see. So everything kind of floats up. That looks pretty good, I'd say. Make sure this time's almost up. So probably want to go ahead to part 2. And I'll probably do like one more thing real quick before we go to part 2. We'll go ahead and create our text. So just grab the horizontal type tool and choose a font. I'm going to use Krungthep, it's my personal favorite. Just click somewhere, type in Astro Gnome. Then click down in those layers and click up here. Tutorials. Down the layers, click back up here. Presents. And then I'd like have a little screen come up to where you can like see it. But right now nothing's really happening. But you get the point. So go ahead and click the link in the description, the second link in the description to go to part 2 and watch it and finish it up and make sure everything's working right and all that. So anyway, I'll see you in part 2.